I found that my wife had a shocking work on the sideline. Part 2. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. I guess I just hope that she would come out of this fog and understand the gravity of the pain she has caused us and our families. When we came home from our trip, I was lying awake in bed in the middle of the night as I often do, and it just hit me. I've been so rattled by all of this I can't sleep, can't eat, take depression meds, etc. And she sleeps like a baby every night. She never wants to talk about her cheating and insists it's all in the past and it's over with. Most interactions I have with her is her nagging about something or ordering me to do something around the house. She could care less about what I'm going through. Why have I been destroying myself trying to make it work with this monster? I've finally concluded that this is as good as it gets with her. Even if I take her on a romantic exotic vacation and pay for it 100%, she still goes back to complaining, blames me for everything, and refuses to acknowledge my feelings or pain. To me, this isn't a life worth living. I haven't talked to a lawyer yet, but plan on doing so shortly. Our 1-year anniversary of D-Day will be up in March, and I'm shooting to have my ducks in a row by then and make my exit. I'm upset I'm still with her, but I can't be hard on myself for trying. I caught her cheating when we were in college and thought she changed. After we were married, I found out there was much more going on early in our relationship that I didn't know about. And then got hit with her being a hooker. I feel very codependent on her, but can't really blame myself for that either. Until a few months ago, she was my dream woman that I was so proud of and couldn't believe I was the lucky guy that got to be married to her. All of that and dreams of a wonderful future life with her have since crumbled away. Now, she's just some girl I happen to live with and a memory of another life. She kept telling me recently we are so strong for overcoming everything and we can be a powerful example to other couples and hopefully work with other troubled married couples in the future. Keep dreaming, princess. Update: a year ago I felt that it was my obligation to stay and try and repair our relationship and keep our family together. Today I feel like staying was the easy way out. My wife has never once seemed remorseful for her actions or attempted any kind of genuine apology, and has only blamed me. I know her reasons for cheating don't matter. But she always claimed that because we got into a fight and I threatened divorce and I bought a $1,000 gun, my main hobby, that I was spending us into oblivion and she had to do it to keep us afloat financially. Mind you, my income doubled from the year previous, and almost doubled from the year before that. But whatever, that's her reasons. I had hoped that she would come out of the fog and decided to give it a year and see how I felt. Our day-to-day lives have actually improved a lot, and for the most part we get along very well. On everything, except her cheating, she still doesn't think it counts as cheating. For her, it's long in the past and not a big deal and was just supposed to be a wake-up call to me to treat her better. We haven't talked about it much lately, but on the 1-year anniversary of D-Day I brought it up and she flew into a rage. She was shocked that I'm clinging to dates and anniversaries and that it was ruining my day, yeah, and every other day since, and her day. She still refuses to accept any responsibility and pretty much flat out said if I don't treat her right she'd have no qualms about doing it again. After all of the suffering and pain I've gone through, this was definitely not what I wanted to hear. I thought we'd made a lot more progress than that, but apparently I'm the only one suffering. Anyways, I've finally made up my mind and feel I've done everything I could do and am ready to divorce. I've talked to several lawyers already and plan on filing in the next month or two. I wish I could do it today, but I need some time to get things in order and find a place to live, etc. As strange as it may seem, I actually feel happier than I have since D-Day. I've known her my entire life and we have a son together, but I just don't feel anything romantically towards her anymore. We get along fine as friends and have a similar outlook on the world and whatnot, which I'll miss. But for the first time I'm actually looking forward to the future. After being with her for 10 years, I'm a little terrified of being single and moving out on my own and starting over, but that fear isn't great enough to keep me here anymore. If anything, I'm actually kind of excited to face it and see what kind of person I really am. I feel terrible about having my son grow up in 2 homes, but I think it'll be the best thing for him in the long run. I've found myself stuck in too deep of a depression to want to play with him or interact with him, and I won't tolerate that. He's too young to understand now, but I think he will later on. As for her, as much as she hurt me, I still don't have any ill will towards her. She's my son's mother, and for that reason I want her to succeed. Just not with me around. Anyways, for those of you in a similar position, I hope you found something here useful. It feels like being stuck in purgatory, but eventually that will end. Update end. Here are some of the best comments from our community. You tried. Being with an unrepentant cheater is hell on earth. Your STBXW is treating your marriage as a transaction where you need to take care of her once or she'll find other customers. With her attitude, be assured she will put all stops to make the divorce as painful as possible. All the best and take care. 2 to 3 years down the line, when her market value as a prostitute takes a nosedive, she'll come crawling back citing numerous reasons how she has changed for the better and wants nothing more than to be a good, dutiful wife. Here is the second story. She gave up 20 years together for a guy she's taking care of. She worked at an assisted living facility. Decided to take on a part-time gig as an in-home aide for this dude in a wheelchair. He wanted out of the facility, but he needed an aide. She went through the entire hiring process and got him moved into his apartment without ever mentioning anything about it to me. Wasn't until she didn't come home until 3 a.m. and I flipped out about how she had been MIA all day that she finally told me what she was doing. I couldn't believe that it was platonic, so I asked to see her messages to the guy. Everything was deleted. I expressed my suspicions about her infidelity and was told that it wasn't like that. A few days later I asked to look at her phone again. This time I found a hidden page of apps and opened Snapchat. She had been saving all of their messages going back the past 6 months. It was bad, like heart-stopping bad. I would go to work overnight and she would stay up sending him lingerie and pussy pictures. Also, their chats proved that they had been intimate and in love. This is when she claimed that it's not like that anymore. I took the fuse for the fuel pump out of my car that she was driving and asked her to leave the home that I had bought for us. Gave her a 60-day notice to get her shit out. She signed over custody of our 12-year-old son and was happy to get only every other weekend visitation. She moved into her mom's house for a while before eventually moving into the dude's apartment. Fast forward to January of this year, 2022. The dude dies, she gets less than 2 weeks to get moved back into her mom's house. And came to find out that she had quit her full-time job at the assisted living facility 2 months prior, relying on the money she was getting paid to be her BF's in-home aide. So yeah, she's 40 years old, single, unemployed, living with her mommy. Meanwhile, I've since met my best friend, soulmate, and have gotten engaged. Cheaters never win. Here are some of the best comments from our community. I divorced my cheating wife and am now living my best life. I have a new great wife, good job, and son together. She is basically homeless now, living where she can't find steady employment. She had it good with me and threw it all away. The dude she cheated on me with tossed her to the streets when he was done with her. I love this and wish you the best of best. Sadly, it does feel like they win. My fiancé cheated and I forgave, then he did it just over a month ago and I said goodbye. I am broken, shattered, etc., and he is living it up with a new girlfriend on dating sites, I think too, and having the best fun while badmouthing me all over his Facebook. Sometimes I think I lost out. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.